Here's the question analysis of Unit 1, Practice Paper, Paper 1. We'll be looking at some challenging questions in Part A, and I'll be showing you how you can find the right answers for these questions. The first question we want to look at is question 17, sub-question 2. This is a true, false, not given question, and the statement you need to judge is: most people enjoy streaming services through their TV set. Since the instruction specifies that the answer can be found in paragraphs 6 and 7, the first thing you should do when tackling the question is to take a closer look at those paragraphs. Here you see paragraphs 6 and 7. Underlined in the first line of paragraph 6 is the mentioning of TV sets, but does it mean the statement is true? As you can see in the rest of the underlined phrases here, the mentioning of TV sets is the writer's way to say that people still watch live shows. The writer does not mention streaming services in relation to TV sets in these two paragraphs. So, since it is not mentioned at all, you can't say the answer is true or false. Therefore, the answer to question 17.2 is not given. Let's look at another question, question 18. What is the writer's main purpose in writing this article? The options are A. To inform, B. To caution, C. To persuade, D. To entertain. What you want to do when a question asks you about the main idea or purpose of a text is to take a look at various parts of the whole article in order to get the big picture. For example, if you look at the whole text here on the screen, we have highlighted the title and some topic sentences where the key ideas of each paragraph are presented. We have also highlighted the conclusion of the text. If we put these segments next to the question, we can have a better idea of how to answer this question. You can begin by asking yourself, does the text feature any jokes or other forms of entertainment? Obviously, the texts here do not have that element of entertainment, and therefore we can rule out option D. Then you can also ask yourself, is there an opinion or an argument that the writer is trying to persuade the reader to accept? Is the language persuasive? Since the answer is no, we can also cross out option C. Lastly, you can also ask yourself, is there any kind of danger or warnings mentioned in the text? Since the answer is no, we can also cross out option B. What this text presents is a lot of information regarding the topics that are stated plainly or in a straightforward manner. So the answer to the question is option A. Now, let's look at one more question. Question 19. How is Henry's attitude towards TV different from that of Anne's and Colin's? Answer by completing the sentence below. Parts of the sentence are given. It says, Henry prefers blank, while Anne and Colin prefer blank. So, let's take a look at the parts in the text where you can find Anne, Colin and Henry's comments. Just to remind you, these comments are in response to the main text, which is on the topic of online streaming versus TV. Let's take a closer look at the comments. Anne says, I get impatient to see what happens next. Broadcast TV is fun. Anne is all about knowing what happens in a TV series right away. The question implies that Anne and Colin have a similar attitude towards TV. If we look at Colin's comment, I agree. Plus, the big screen lets you watch with friends and family. So, similar to Anne, Colin also prefers watching broadcast TV. As for Henry, I'm all for delayed watching. The phrase all for refers to his preference. This is what he likes doing and what makes sense to him. So, from these underlined phrases, you can see that Anne and Colin usually choose to watch TV at the time of broadcast, while Henry usually chooses delayed watching. Therefore, the answer to this question is that Henry prefers delayed watching or viewing. Both words are fine. While Anne and Colin prefer viewing at the time of broadcast. Now, it is your turn to try using these exam skills to answer some similar questions. Answer the questions below based on this text in your unit assessment.